Hi guys, this is Valerie from My Handmade Revolution, and today I have a little tutorial for you. It is January of a new year, and I am getting ready for my Christmas craft fairs coming up. So I've got 12 months to get ready. So this is going to be hopefully the first of 12 different ideas and maybe tutorials for you to use in your Christmas craft fairs. This is what I'm making today. This is a cute Santa suit bag, and what I did was this year this past Christmas I gave these to my some of my friends and my family. They are good people to get some feedback from new things that I make. And I put in Hershey Kisses and peanut butter cups inside. There's about 15 of them, so I would say there's about 7 kisses and 8 peanut butter cups. And I decorated the bottoms of the candies with, these are 3/4 inch circle stickers, and I have patterns, and then I have, this one's a Christmas tree. I have some that say joy. I've got gingerbread man on, and I print them out on sticker paper, and I just use my 3/4 inch punch and punch them out and take the sticker paper off and put them on the backs. And then the same with the peanut butter cups. This happens to be cardstock, so all I did was I punched the little snowman faces out of cardstock with my 3/4 inch punch, put a little adhesive on the back, and put them on the peanut butter cup. Now this Santa suit bag opens with a Velcro enclosure, and you can see inside I have some fill, and I would just put these inside, close it up, and it makes this super cute little gift. Now, this is not my original idea. Angie from Stampin' with Amore has a Santa suit treat bag. It is different than this. The box is the exact same as hers, but I tweaked it to the way I like it. And this is what I'm going to show you today, my version. But I will link in the description box below her video as well, so you can go check that out. So let's get started. This is what you're going to need. You are going to need a piece of 8.5 by 11 red cardstock. You are going to need a smaller piece of red cardstock, which is 7/8 inches by 8.5 inches. You're going to need 2 small pieces of black cardstock, and they are 3/4 inch by 7.5 inch. And then you're going to need a white piece that is 1 by 9. And I will put all the dimensions in the description box below as well. You are going to need 2 itty bitty black cardstock circles. These are 1/2 inch circles. You are going to need a piece of glitter paper, and what I did was I took a square punch and I punched a square, and then all I did was I used my scissors and I trimmed around it to make my belt buckle. Okay. Something like this, okay? And I really like the glitter paper with this project. And then you can use this square for something else. Now, you're also going to need something to close your purse. I use these really thin Velcro tabs, and I cut them in half. And then you're also going to need a piece of acetate. This happens to be some extra laminate. It's a good way to reuse that laminate that doesn't have anything inside. And let's see, you're going to need a hole some kind of die cut that makes a decorative hole in your Santa bag. And I got mine, let's see where I put it, right here. This is the one I'm using, okay, and it comes from Stampin' Up's Chalk dies. And you also need a tag, and this was my tag punch right here, this one. It just came in this set from, I believe I bought it at Michael's. You're also going to need some ribbon and a jump ring, a jingle bell, and this is a mini ornament from Dollar Tree. Alright, so let's get into this. So here is your 8.5 by 11, and this is what you're going to have to score it at. So on the 11-inch side, it is scored at 1.5, 2.5, 6, and 7.5. Then on the 8.5-inch side, it's 1/2 inch and 2, 6.5, and 8. All right, so this bigger part here is the base of your box, and this smaller part here is actually your cover, your closing part of your box. So the first thing we have to do is get rid of these rectangles in here. So what I did to kind of make this go quicker, I put this in my trimmer and I put a slit all the way down to this line here, and I'm just going to use my scissors and I'm going to cut that off. Okay, and you are going to do that, oops, with the other side as well. Okay, and then this part here is actually what I punched my tag out of, the extra part. And you also don't need this little part here. So what I'm going to do is you have to also open this part up. So I'm just going to put a little V in here to open that up. And I'm going to take this part off. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Tiny V. And cut this part off. Okay, so it should look like this. Now the only other thing that I do is, remember, this is your front, this is where you close your bag with, and then this is this part here. What I do is, this is the sides right here, and in order to help it close a little bit better, this is 1.5 inches right in here. So what I do is I go right in the middle at 3/4 inch, and I just put a little score mark anywhere from 1/2 to 3/4 inch on this side and on this side. I think you should be able to see that. You'll see why in a minute. It'll just make it so much easier to fold up the bag. It just makes it look a little bit nicer. And then you're also going to have to round your corners on your closing part of your bag. Alright, so that's done. And then what I do then is I take my score lines and I reinforce them with my bone folder. So give them a good crease. Okay. And then the next part is putting the white band on. So you're going to get your white piece. This is your 1 by 9. And what I did was I scored it at 1.5 and 2.5. And you'll see why in a minute. So I like on my bag that it goes all the way around. It goes up over the top, around the back, up to the front here again. But matching this little piece up after I cut it up was after I cut this hole out was really hard. So what I do is I do this part first so that when I put my die cut or over top of it, it's a perfect cut. So what I do is I take this and I get my glue and I put a little glue on. Let me zoom you in just a little bit so you can kind of see. And I usually just do these two top parts first. Can't see, I'm off camera. Just this part and this part. And so then this part goes eyeballed in the middle. Line it up with your other score lines. It's not quite in the middle there. Alright. Okay, so then I bend it, and then I start with some more glue down this way. And I bend that over, adhere that, and then I put some more glue. And I bend it, and I stick it, and then this last part, then I bend it and I stick it. Alright, so now you have something like this. Now it is time for us to get our hole inside here. So what I do is I take my Cuttlebug, and if you take this side and fold it down, and you line it up with the edge of your plates, you'll see why in a minute it's going to go through the machine a little bit different. And then I kind of make it down here towards the bottom, and I center it. And you can see that I have my two pieces of painter's tape there. And then because my machine is only this wide, I have to fold these up over, like so. And you are going to get a little bit of demarcation on there. I'm going to do this off camera. Run it through my Cuttlebug, just like I showed you on the plates, making sure that there's no edges are sticking out. Okay. Now, let's see what I mean. See right here, you get that little demarcation there, but it doesn't bother me. So you carefully pull this guy off. Good. And now it's time to get your film on the inside. So I take my acetate, a little bit wider than my opening. I use my Tombow Mono again, a little bit around the edges. Remember, a little goes a long way with this glue. Okay, I'm going to put that down. Make sure you don't go over your score line. Okay, I'm going to use my bone folder to squeeze and squish that glue around a little bit. I'm going to set that aside for just a minute. We'll talk about what the next part is. You are going to need to do your belt. Now your belt are the 3/4 inch pieces. And these are scored at 1.5 and 6, both pieces, because I wrap my belt around the whole thing. So in order to make it do that, I'm just going to attach it like so. Okay, so it's attached. And then you also want to get your handle ready. Your handle is the red 7/8 inch, and I scored it at 1 inch on each end. So we're about ready to do that. I'm going to bring my box back in, my Santa suit bag. Now these pieces right here are where you are going to glue put your adhesive on. I'm using my Tombow Mono again. And it just gets folded up like so. Taking your time, lining it up. Got a little bit of glue on there. The dried baby wipe works really well for that. Until you get that off. Alright, I'm going to use my bone folder a little bit. Same thing on this side. Okay, glue. Tuck that in. Okay, use my bone folder. Now, if you look inside those little flaps, I like to glue them down so nothing falls out of these little holes at the bottom, and I glue them to the side of the box. So you're not going to be able to see that on camera. But all I do is I put a little bit of glue and I put it on the tabs, and then I glue it to the sides. I'll show you. Let me use my bone folder here. Alright, so you can see I got some glue on the bottom there. Okay. There. So you can see I glued the sides down. This one's not sticking, but you get the idea. Alright, so this is where we're at this point, alright? The reason we made these little score marks is because all you do is you push in just a little bit, and it'll make a really nice crease on the side of your box. Okay, so we're just about there. Let's put the belt on. So what I do is I go in the middle where I just attach them together, and I line it up so it's in the middle of our opening like that. Okay, and then I put glue on the back here. And you're going to take your time. Okay, a little bit of glue on the front. Okay. You have to make sure that they line up. Okay. Mine are not lining up at the moment. Take it off a little bit here. Okay. Now you make sure that all of your sides are attached. So your box looks like this so far. Now we have to put the buttons on. So I use my tweezers and those little 1/2-inch circles. And one goes there. And one goes underneath it. Okay, now we do the handle. So the handle gets attached under here like so. So your adhesive goes right here. Okay, so there's one side. Here's your other side. Adhesive on the bottom. Inside there. And there's your handle. And then all you have to do is put your Velcro on. So I put my Velcro on, the hard part on the bottom and the soft part on the top. And I push it down really good. And there you have your Santa suit treat bag. Oh, we forgot our buckle. Gotta put our buckle on. And I usually just put glue on the two sides that touch the black part here. There you go. And you can see my glue, I didn't do a very good glue job here. There. Okay, and there's your bag. And then all you do is you put your fill in, you put your candy in, you tie it with a little bit of ribbon, and put your snowflake and your tag and your bell on with a jump ring, and you got a cute little craft fair item. I think I am going to sell these for $4 at my craft fair this year. I hope you enjoyed today's video. This was fun doing a tutorial. I usually don't do tutorials. I'm growing and learning, so hopefully the tutorials will get better as we go. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment box below, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you very much.